Don't at me, I'm Sunday chillin'.
Don't at me, I'm Sunday casting.
Fuck, I have laundry in the washer.
Oh
No!
Do you need to go get it?
If we don't go for over an hour and a half, it should be okay.
Is it inside the laundry washer right now?
Yes.
Is it done?
Yes.
Where is it?
Like, literally across. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
Do it.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
Do it right now, because you know we'll go longer.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Well, I guess we have our cold open.
It's absolutely soaking wet. So I'm gonna send it to drain and spin, and I'm gonna come back in half an hour.
God, if his mic doesn't pick this up, you can just use the Discord audio.
Oh, wait.
And luckily our recording picked that up.
Oh God, I hope the mic picked it up. I was gonna go get water.
Did you not get water?
I have a bunch of like half full cups because I'm a fucking mess. We've been doing
girl
this.
spring.
Yeah, no, I'm living a little.
I
bit of
have
that
3
depression.
drinks on my table right now.
We're so fucking bad at this, guys.
Guys.
I guess
Hydrate.
You successfully shamed me into going and getting water. Hold on.
Good. Duh.
Oh, hold on, big stretch. Oh.
Oh, big stretch.
I'm a good little podcaster. I won't have to get up.
What the fuck? What was that noise? Apparently the fucking jeans in my washer are too much. And my
What?
washing machine tried to take flight.
Oh, that's you? I thought that
That
was
was
Aster
me.
making noises. That was you?
That was me.
Oh my god, I thought the banging was Aster.
No, that was my washing machine.
Wow. Okay.
It opened the laundry room door.
Oh, what the fuck? I think you have a ghost in there.
There may be a ghost possessing some of my jeans. Oh my gosh, you can see the itty bitty little wiggles on my waveform.
from the Gene ghost.
From the Gene ghost.
God.
That
It's
banging
okay,
was
it's-
Aster.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's Aster's job to exercise Gene ghosts.
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
You'll
Okay.
find out.
Yeah.
You'll find
Fuck
out
around,
this
find
week or
out.
whatever. Edit the episode and find out.
Okay.
In theme with today's episode, you must solve a mystery.
You've solved my intro puzzle.
Die.
Hello.
Never.
All right, let's go.
Let me.
Enough fooling around.
Everybody sit up. If you're listening to this podcast, you're slouching. Stop it.
Hello and welcome to Wikiboys, the podcast where 3 friends dive into the wonderful world of fandom wiki pages. I'm your host, Aster, and I use she and they pronouns.
I'm Alex, and I use he, him pronouns.
And I'm Rook, and I use they them pronouns.
And today we are going to be looking at the extremely wide world of adaptations of the Sherlock Holmes stories.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of them. The
Turns
wiki
out
here...
cultural touchstones, especially ones from Britain who do the crime, he ends up getting a lot of places.
Yeah, there are many sources that claim he is one of them, like, he's probably the most portrayed fictional character, which I would
Probably only second to God.
Yeah, literally like second to Jesus. Sherlock Holmes really beats us out. And I think the interesting thing is, as I was looking through this wiki, I definitely don't even think that this wiki covers all of it.
Oh, there's no way that they have everything.
There's just no way they have everything.
Statistically, no way.
Yeah. Yeah, we are here today to talk about some of our, favorite adaptations. I will link.
Of which mine are 0. I don't know if I've ever intentionally interacted with a Sherlock adaptation, or even the original.
That's
if
kind of
if
wild.
I have, it's probably it's probably something I didn't realize it was Sherlock. Like I learned that fucking House MD was a Sherlock. I never watched House, so that also escapes me.
But yes, we're going to be using bakerstreet.fandom.com.
Yeah.
So my mileage is most of the original canon. I don't remember which ones I haven't read at this point. I'd probably just have to go back and reread all of them, but they were kind of designed so that you could just read one and be like, cool, a mystery, and
fuck yeah, bud.
The whole canon is fun to have, but it's not that important. I've seen both of the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes, which are baller.
What?
I saw a good chunk of the CBS show Elementary. I never finished it.
Is that the one with Girl Watson?
Yes. That's with Lucy Liu is Joan Watson. It's super fucking poggers.
That's one that I've been I should watch that at some point.
It's very
I don't watch
police
television.
It's very police procedural, which I think is within the spirit of the original stories, but we'll get there. I have a list to talk about.
I mean, I guess in a way I have interacted with Sherlock in that Sherlock has had an irreparable, what words do I want? Just a huge impact on media.
Yeah, I think that if you don't willingly interact with Sherlock, he'll interact with you.
Yeah, I've not interacted with a thing that's this is Sherlock, but I'm sure I've consumed a thing that's hee Sherlock.
I mean, honestly, if you've seen a police procedural, you're feeling his impact.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I've also seen The Great Mouse Detective, which is a fucking good movie, and you all should watch it if you haven't seen it. And the last thing that I went through all of the movies and TV adaptations on here, just in case I forgot something. And I actually did. There was a movie that came out in about 2015 called Mr. Holmes, and I had actually forgotten that I saw it until I saw the title again, and I was like, oh wait, it's set in the 40s, and Ian McKellen is a very old Sherlock Holmes, and he has since retired and done his thing, but he goes on one last kind of mystery solving adventure. It's really good. Like I said, it's Ian McKellen as Holmes. There's literally nothing to not like about it.
God, there's a page on this wiki that's just influence of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my mileage. And we'll kind of go into detail about more of those as we go. But I just sort of wanted to lay out what my mileage is.
Yeah, my mileage is probably the Guy Ritchie movies and not much else. There have been things that he has touched that I've consumed,
DGS
but not intentionally. I got Herlock Sholmes in
the best Sherlock adaptation ever. Fucking himbo with the daughter.
Himbo with daughter who wrote the books. For those of you who do not know what we're talking about, we are talking about the name that I can never pronounce.
Daigyaku Tensaiban.
Yes, which is an Ace Attorney prequel loosely connected to canon, and Sherlock Holmes is there. It's very fun.
He's real and he's dumb as fuck.
He's real and he's a fucking moron.
He's real and he's dumb as fuck. In my notes, I literally just have space for you to talk about DGS.
Yeah, no, DGS is a good time because we'll get to it, I guess. Cause you
not to be blue, but I'm going to destroy him. Mm-hmm. I've not consumed DGS yet, but I'm going to destroy him.
I'm putting my energies out there for oh, hello, Maisie. Oh boy, what a recording session this is.
I'm just troddling on the wiki, and I found the page called Holmesian Speculation.
What?
Holmesian speculation, also known as the Sherlockian game, the Holmesian game, the Great Game, or simply the game, is the practice of expanding upon the original Sherlock Holmes stories by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, by imagining a backstory, history, family, or other information for Holmes and Watson, often attempting to resolve anomalies and clarify implied details about Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. It treats Holmes and Watson as real people and uses aspects of the canonical stories combined with the history of the era of the tale's composition to construct fanciful biographies of the pair. They essentially just have a page for fan fiction. I love that it's called Holmesian speculation.
Holmesian speculation, I think, is the name of my newest ska band.
What is this?
A popular pastime among fans of Sherlock Holmes is to act as if Holmes and Watson were real people and to attempt to explain facts about them either from quote-unquote clues in the stories, by combining the stories with historical fact, or by entirely inventing their own material. Earlier scholars of the canon included Ronald Knox in Britain and Christopher Morley in New York. I know that people just do this, but I love that it really is just like people that write Sherlock fanfiction.
I love it. I love that it's treated with like real gravitas.
I love
really
the word
special
choice
to me.
as act as if they were real people.
Mm-hmm.
And not just characters that are more fleshed out.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. The Sherlock Holmes Societies are clubs where enthusiasts of Sherlock Holmes can gather together.
Okay, there's a category culture. I see. God, I love this.
Yeah.
This is great.
Oh, really?
There's a category Sherlockian studies.
Sherlockian
Holy
studies.
shit.
Fuck yeah. This is good.
There's a page for the Great Hiatus. Which,
Yes, I saw that.
which
Please.
is really...
We call that the Great Pause. Actually, it was Gigapause, not...
There's fucking
Gigapause.
Gigapause. I'm gonna hit you. I'll fucking hit you. It does really make me feel extremely special that like fandom culture is like literally like 100+ years old, because
It's great. It's so special.
like so many aspects of things that you see today in fandoms are really present with Sherlock Holmes, like the huge hiatus.
Yeah.
The fact that it's like Arthur Conan Doyle like fucking hated Sherlock. He was like, I'm sick of writing about this bitch. But everybody loved Sherlock so much. He's like, I guess that's where the money is. So like, trying to kill him off, and then everybody was like, where's Sherlock? And they're like, I guess he fucking survived. I guess he's back. Since you bitches wanted him so much. Like, letter writing campaigns to Arthur Conan Doyle to like get him to bring back Sherlock Holmes. And people have always been the same.
Yeah.
It's
I want
really
to know
good.
about if there were how many like hidden like gay book clubs there were about if Sherlock and Holmes were fucking.
Sherlock and Holmes.
Sherlock and Watson.
Watson.
I do this every time.
I think it's so funny that you do that. It's just really
I don't
special.
fucking. I'm not good at word.
That's valid. I want to believe that there were, because I genuinely think, like, I swear to God, if you take like a queer studies course in literature, like the first thing they bring up is like,
Really,
Sherlock and Watson were fucking. I'm sure there are other things, but like that's the one that speaks to me most deeply. But oh boy, hey, there sure is a lot of works. I'm just
words
looking
on
through
this wiki.
Yeah, just everywhere. There's words everywhere. This wiki only has like 1,500 pages, but they're dense. I will say that. It's just very wild. I think in order to have some kind of order, we'll just talk about some of the adaptations that I am familiar with. And I believe Alex will be able to contribute to this one, because the first one we're going to talk about is the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes, which are two films made in 2009 and 2011. Robert Downey Jr. is Sherlock, and Jude Law
Okay.
is John Watson. I find them both very delightful. And I think that they are very good. I think the wildest thing about them is there's a bunch of like occult bullshit in the first one.
Yeah.
I will link the page of the first film because I need to read a paragraph.
Okay.
Which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 down. Later, Holmes is taken to the Temple of the Four Orders, an occult dabbling secret society.
Okay.
Like,
Yep.
there's this whole, contraption or something. Like, the three sneak into the sewers beneath Parliament and discover a machine designed to release a cyanide derivative into the Parliament chambers. Like, it's this whole, like, insane New World Order, steampunk kind of demon shit.
Like,
It's insane.
it completely
He plans to push for
devolves
Britain to
from
retake the United
intentional.
States, weakened by civil war. Sorry.
It
Lord
got-
the Coward.
Go ahead.
There's a character called Lord Coward.
What? Oh,
just
Lord
reading.
Coward.
Lord
Huh.
Coward,
Coward.
who was in league with Blackwood all along, issues a warrant for Holmes's arrest.
Boy, there sure was. I forgot about it. It's been a hot minute since I've seen this film.
It has been a very hot minute since I've seen this films. I think I haven't seen them since it came out.
Oh, I definitely
God.
haven't seen Game of Shadows since it came out. I think I somewhat recently resaw the 2009 one, which is why I remember a lot of weird details about it. It's very fun.
It's
It's-
fun nonsense that really, like, just, like, takes a complete left turn from the original, like, logic and deductive reasoning angles from the original. Is like, we're just gonna do some occult shit, and we're gonna have fun doing it, and you can't stop us.
Yeah, like, in the production notes, this first paragraph, he imagined, quote, a much more modern, more bohemian character who dresses more like an artist or a poet, namely Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec. Wigram wrote, and John Watkiss drew a 25-page comic book about Holmes in place of a spec script. So, like, that's where
Oh my
we're
God.
at creatively, is we're making comics about, like, this interpretation of Holmes. And
I love this expert. Sorry. As a child at boarding school, Guy Ritchie and other pupils listened to the Holmes stories through dormitory loudspeakers. Holmes used to talk me to sleep every night when I was 7 years old, he said.
That's so bizarrely dystopian, and I think that maybe that's one of the reasons we need to abolish the British. Like, I love Holmes as much as the next bitch, but, like, that, you can't do that.
You can't do that to a kid.
Yeah. And I think I remember really enjoying this portrayal of Sherlock Holmes, because I think one of the interesting things, and I think why he gets portrayed so much, is there are so many angles you can take with his character, and they're not all, like, they're not inaccurate, you know?
No.
There are, that's part of the, like, the Holmesian, deduction or whatever the fuck. Like, he just has different personality traits, because, like, you know, he's like a person, but also these were written over a really long stretch of time.
No.
So every single character trait is not going to hold true.
Essentially, if you have made an eclectic detective, you could call him Sherlock Holmes.
She made a weird
Right.
smart bitch.
Yeah. And so some adaptations kind of lean into that, like, genius asshole kind of trope territory. Some lean into, like, the kookiness, which I think this Guy Ritchie series really does.
I did not know that Holmes' baseline canon injects cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
He does coke
okay.
because it wasn't like at the
was-
time of being written. It was
They
more
just
like,
give you that shit when you, like, sprain your ankle, yeah.
yeah.
I always thought it was opium. It's
This
possible
wiki,
there's more than
at least
one.
on the Sherlock Holmes 2009 film page, says in the stories Holmes injects cocaine.
Actually, no, that's true, because I believe there's the 7% solution, which he's just like, I have to take coke to figure this out. Which is maybe one of my favorite traits about Sherlock Holmes is like, he'll just be like, I need to go do some drugs to figure this out.
God.
And,
I didn't know that, so now I'm just thinking about like a world where Sherlock wasn't actually smart, and it's just that he did a lot of drugs.
that's
I don't think you really need to imagine that world.
yeah.
It's
I
true.
think I'm sure that's somebody's adaptation.
Probably.
And actually, when we get into Elementary in a sec, they really lean into that, like, drug stuff where the reason...
Yeah, like, I knew some modern adaptations, like, modern shows and movies and stuff, like, had a drug element, but I didn't know that it was in, like, the baseline book. I thought it was, like, something someone did in, like, I don't know, like, 2010 or something, and then everybody was like, ooh, that's fun.
No, he does in the baseline, but it would be more culturally equivalent to somebody doing, like, 17 shots of, like, 7-hour energy.
Modern Sherlock drinks Quill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like Quill or like I think modern Sherlock probably just takes Adderall, whether he's prescribed it or not.
He takes Adderall, but he just becomes normal. I want to petition someone to make a modern a modern young Sherlock where he's in college and he drinks the fucking those horrid elixirs that some college kids drinks of, like a Monster Energy and like black coffee and then a 7-hour energy.
Oh, see, when you
and
said
drink
horrible
the swill.
concoction, I was like, oh, jungle juice.
Also jungle juice.
Which because
I think
because Sherlock Holmes is in the public domain, I could do that and publish it. And
Oh my
make money
god,
from
that's
it legally.
right. Aster, I'm reaching through the computer. We need to do this together.
I think I need
Please
to make...
write a fucking jungle juice drinking Sherlock one shot. I will draw scenes from it for you.
I'm gonna do this.
Please.
Sorry,
make him gay.
I need to take my brother to work. Do we want to pause? All right.
Sorry, my
Alright, where the
dumb cat.
fuck were we?
My dumb cat just slid across the fucking floor on his side because he sees a bird out the window. So he just like pulled himself along the ground with his front legs because he's
Oh my
an idiot that doesn't know how to
God.
walk.
He's Sunday chilling, but he's still murderous.
I believe we were gonna move on. We got a little bit distracted talking about Jungle Juice Sherlock Holmes.
Right. I'm gonna fucking haunt your DMs. I want this. I'm gonna bribe you.
I mean,
Alex can also... Alex, you should also join in for any insane college experiences you experience.
Oh, I had many.
We'll talk after.
So I think what we were going to talk about next was the show Elementary. And like I said, I did not see all of this.
It sounds like there's a lot of it.
There's a lot of it.
It's a procedural. There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
There's
Is Moriarty a girl? Hang on. Is Moriarty a girl?
yes.
Woo!
And I could have sworn that there was a canon trans woman, but now I don't remember who it was. Oh, yes, it was Mrs. Hudson.
Oh, good for her.
That's right. Yeah. So Mrs. Hudson, who went to Sherlock Holmes for help after the break of her relationship, was trans,
Oh.
which is very poggers. But yes, so
It's set in New York? Sorry.
yes, so Sherlock Holmes is still British. He was just like, I think he got sent to rehab in New York by his brother.
Wait, does he ever talk to cops with the really bad accent?
What do you mean really bad accent?
You know, the cop Brooklyn accent that movie cops have?
Probably. He does very much do the like Holmes in the original stories is very known for his like disguises and like he'll just
Really?
Yes, that's not something that comes up in every adaptation because people
Okay.
are cowards, but like he very much
Well, I guess I know what we're adding to our...
yeah,
ours.
it's okay, well, college jungle juice Sherlock Holmes should just be a cosplayer. Sherlock Sholmes.
college-age, jungle juice drinking Sherlock Holmes that loves to cosplay and is transgender.
Oh, Arthur Conan Doyle, you hate this, don't you?
Yeah.
So I think it's probably possible that he affects a Brooklyn accent at some point in the show. Do I remember if that happens?
Oh, I meant, do we get a British person talking to a New Yorker?
Well, I mean, yes. Almost every other character is a New Yorker.
I'm just thinking about the two accents interacting.
It's a lot. Like Lestrade is pretty typical, like, New York cop.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, this Sherlock Holmes is sort of an insane character. He has like tattoos, and he was an addict, and like that's how he meets Watson. She was basically his like recovery sober companion. That's what she was. She was a sober companion.
His Tanner.
Yeah, I was about to
Retainer?
say like handler, but I was like, that's like a government thing. Like you're an agent.
Yeah, retainer is also the government. I like sober partner. Also, sorry, I was just on his page and I saw there was child predator and learned that the third entire episode title is child predator. All right, let's go. I guess.
Yeah.
It's a cop procedural.
Yeah, it's like this. And so he's like
gotta hit a pedophile at one point.
He's kooky. He's rude in a way that I think some adaptations really fail at like making him rude. Because
he's like too cool.
Yeah, he's not like too cool for school. You get the sense very much that like
he sucks.
He sucks a little bit, but also like he's rude because his brain is working like 1,000,000 miles an hour. And it's much less, he's gotten from point A to point Z, and he just needs you to keep up. And so it's less about rudeness, and it's more about like
I know what I'm fucking doing.
Head full, thoughts many. And so there's a lot of really like good things about this. Like I think one of the things that I think that this adaptation really succeeds in is in like there's been lots of like lawsuits from the fucking Sherlock Holmes estate when you try to make him too nice, which is insane, but whatever.
Sherlock Holmes is a bitch.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes is a bitch.
Respects women too much.
Alex, is DGS Holmes nice, or is he also a bitch and stupid?
He's just a dumb bitch. He's not necessarily mean.
Golden Retriever.
Yeah, I think the estate's beef with him is that he's fucking stupid. But I think
that's why he's Herlock Sholmes.
Yeah, that's why he's Herlock Sholmes. Like the thing that I like about this portrayal of Sherlock Holmes is there's a really good amount of like humanity to him that I think gets lost in certain adaptations when you try to make him this like cool, cold, like stark genius who knows everything and his brain is always working overtime. He's like they for one don't treat his like drug addiction as just like this magic potion that makes him solve crimes.
Oh good.
It was instead like the reason, like he used to work for Scotland Yard. And
yeah, I'm reading his page a little bit while you're talking, and it sounds like he had a real bad time.
He had a real bad time, and like I think in one of the early episodes, they go do a case, and I guess it like looks initially like it's an overdose or something. I don't remember what the real of it was, but whatever. And they really like grapple with like an addict seeing somebody who had an overdose, and it's a really, I think, compassionate portrayal, and that's one of the reasons why I like this portrayal of him so much is like he's like a person with problems and feelings, and he's not just this like supernaturally good smart boy,
which is boring.
Yeah, he's not like the Superman of detectivism. He's just like he's a dude who's smart, but like he also did a lot of drugs. And also he's like insanely weird. Like if you're looking back at the like
Fuck yeah.
the landing page, there's a character here named Kitty Winter, and her picture is in front of this like insane wall of locks that he just like has in his brownstone, where he just like practices lock picking. He's just a fucking weirdo.
Oh my God.
In the pilot, like Joan comes into the house and he has like 6 TVs on at the same time, just like trying to absorb. Like he's just crazy. Like
Multi-track drifting.
He's just fucking weird.
God, so he's the type of person that will listen to like 5 songs at once.
Yes.
I'm just getting more reasons to try to watch Elementary.
It's
I love weird characters.
good. Also
I
very
don't want normal characters anymore.
critically to me, like personally, they also have a tortoise named Clyde.
Oh my God.
And it's very sweet because Holmes initially jokes that he's going to eat him, but then is like, no, I want him. He's my little boy. Like he was joking the whole time, and now he's my little boy. And it's good. And you are also very correct when you mentioned that Moriarty is a woman. Jamie Moriarty. Initially known to
see that
as Irene Adler. So I love this like combination of Adler and Moriarty.
Huge fucking twist.
Because like the whole thing with Irene Adler is like she was basically the reason when Sherlock was like, "Oh, I don't hate women," and so to twist that into, I don't hate, this character who made him realize like women were not morons or whatever, because she's like one of the only people who ever outsmarts him. And then just to be fully like,
Moriarty motherfucker.
This is Moriarty. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it sounds cool as fuck.
And I love that because also like everybody makes Irene Adler and Sherlock Holmes romantically connected, and that like works or doesn't in a variety of ways.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This one, I think it really works because it's
literally...
it
sounds like in this one that, like, they used to date and then she, like, quote-unquote died.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good.
Yeah, they're literally...
And I love that it also... It technically doesn't count as fridging, and also she's evil.
Mm-hmm. It's lovers to enemies.
Fucking go!
It's lovers to enemies.
Yeah!
It's fucking good as hell.
I'm trying to find this.
So...
How many episodes of this is there?
It's 7 seasons.
7 seasons.
Oh boy.
It's like a lot.
Alright.
But I think in a lot of ways, frankly, I think at some point if you just like started to watch an episode and you're like, this is boring, I don't like it, you could just skip it.
Yeah, it is also procedural, which those are easy to just have on in the background.
Yeah, or it's
because procedurals are procedurals, and if it has plot, it's gonna say, you're gonna be like, oh, there's plot happening, okay, I'll put down whatever the fuck I'm doing.
It's an extremely good, like...
I'm gonna watch Elementary while making fruity OCs.
I love that energy. But yeah, I really enjoyed Elementary, and I watched probably like 3 seasons of it. And then I almost assuredly, much like... and lots of other shows, when I went to college, I just stopped like watching TV. So like for like 2 or 3 years, I basically didn't watch TV.
Cultural void hole.
Yeah.
Okay, but I do need us for 1 second to go to the characters page and see characters everyone.
Help. Characters elementary?
Characters elementary, character everyone, parentheses elementary.
What?
Let me just give you the link. Cyber
activist / hacker collective who often assists Sherlock Holmes for a prize.
They just put anonymous in the show?
And he's also just supposed to humiliate himself. Generally, Holmes is called upon to humiliate himself in some public manner while being monitored by surveillance cameras. Some of these payments, quote, have included asking strangers in the street to punch him in the arm, taking a picture with a shoe on his head, performing the songs from Frozen while wearing a lavender dress, having to research the Twilight book series and write a treatise on why Bella should have ended up with Jacob instead of Edward, and delivering 5 minutes of comedy at a local club.
Hey, this is fucking good.
This is really
Anonymous
good.
is basically being Go White Boy Go.
Yeah, I think that's sort of his replacement.
Hey, that's good as hell.
If I remember.
That's so fucking funny.
Replacement for the Baker Street Irregulars, which within the original canon is this like group of street children or whatever.
Huh?
So
Didn't know that.
Yeah, the Baker Street Irregulars is basically.
Does that make? I'm guessing that doesn't make it into a lot of adaptations.
So the idea of Sherlock Holmes has some sort of like network of people he can reach out to for information, like eyes on the ground.
Okay.
Shows up.
Yeah, usually I think that usually gets replaced by just like more cops.
Or like he's more connected to like the criminal underground or whatever, but no, like in the original story he just has like a gang of like
Children.
ruffian children that he pays
Oh my
to
God.
like give him information. And saying
Give
it
me
out
the
loud,
goss,
I
kid.
realize how insane it is.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Does DGS Sherlock have any of that, Alex?
I think Watson is his irregular.
About that. So the thing
Oh,
about
boy.
DGS is that the first murder victim is Watson.
Oh. I was wondering why he wasn't.
Yeah, he's not around because he's dead.
DGS spoilers.
DGS spoilers for the first case.
Eh.
I guess it's
Oh.
it's all spoilers because the game isn't localized, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Elementary is really good.
Actually, yeah, I guess. Sorry, I guess. Naruto just ends up being his Watson anyway.
It's a very different role. So it's more like Iris Watson is
Oh, okay.
his John, because she's actually the one who writes the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes in canon.
I forgot that was a thing about
Yeah,
Sherlock.
I mean that's
base.
that's sort of the conceit of
I forgot.
yeah. So like Watson is the POV character for all of these stories. He's like,
Right.
ah, my fantastic friend Sherlock Holmes. What
Hey,
a-
Astra, I know what we're gonna do with Watson and ours.
is it going to be gay?
Of course it is. I'm gonna swear on the internet on our podcast. Like, the energy of Deku having a book about Bakugo. That energy.
I appreciate you swearing on the internet about in our podcast.
I'm not a BNF fan. No one can hurt me. I don't give a fuck about BNF.
That's really valid. I think to change tack, we're gonna talk about
Yeah.
the Great Mouse Detective.
God,
Yes,
God.
the gas story time.
Which, by the way, is the best adaptation of Sherlock Holmes in the world.
You are absolutely correct.
So the thing,
1986.
yeah. So the thing about the Great Mouse Detective is also it's not like explicitly Sherlock Holmes.
But it's Sherlock Holmes.
But
It's
it's Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlockian.
Like, the story revolves around the Great Mouse Detective in question, Basil, a play on the name of famous Holmes actor Basil Rathbone, and his newfound
Oh, okay.
friend, an ex-army surgeon just returning from Afghanistan, Major Dr. David Q. Dawson, based on Watson. So, like, it's kind of
His
a
name is
Herlock...
Dawson.
Yeah, it's a Herlock Sholmes of a story. And it's just really good. Like, for example, Basil lives under, like, 221 Baker Street. And it's very good. It is just delightful mice solving.
Oh, I
a
love that there's
little
just part.
crime.
Oh, actually, it looks like the majority of this page is just the similarities and differences from Sherlock Holmes. Oh god, the cast page is fucking huge. I have seen pictures of this.
Yeah, it's.
I don't think I've watched it myself though.
It's delightful. You should watch it because it's fun.
That's true. Not to curse, but I always like saw Mouse Sherlock, and I was like, If this came out modern, he'd get humanized and become a Tumblr sexy man.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. People love to take Sherlock Holmes and make him a sexy man, whether that's...
Well, I mean, I'm just looking specifically at this image of him in his, like, bathrobe or whatever.
Oh, yeah, that honestly probably fundamentally changed my brain chemistry as a child. And this movie is why I'm now a furry.
Really?
No, probably not. No, the reason I'm a furry...
No, it was fucking the raccoon game.
Yep, it was Sly Cooper. That's why I'm a furry now.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to say that they do save the rat queen, who is Queen Moustoria. And the villain...
I think
makes...
my favorite thing about, like, animal and furry movies set with, like, an English backdrop is that they always have a queen, and it's something about it is fucking hilarious.
There's always a queen animal. It's so funny.
There's always an animal royal family, and I don't know why it's so funny.
It's really good. And Ratigan, the bad guy, makes an evil clockwork Queen Moustoria, and, like, that's his... That's his big plan. It's just, I mean, obviously, like, it's a kids movie. It doesn't have a lot, like, complicated things to talk about, but
Yeah.
it's just...
I love this note in the differences section about Ratigan of, like, he is shown as intelligent but much more outlandish and is shown with a lot of brute physical strength, which is never the case in canon. Moriarty cannot be shredded. Moriarty does not have a six-pack.
So the thing is about Moriarty in canon is he is like a college professor. And I think that's really, like, I just love that he's like, no, he has to be a weak little nerd. Which is also funny because it's expounded upon a lot more in the, like, Guy Ritchie films, but, like, Sherlock is allowed to be ripped because there's, like, a couple times where he gets into, like, just straight up fights.
Yeah, the books had, like, a lot of action scenes.
Yeah. Also, my favorite thing about this movie is, first of all, just Vincent Price in general as Ratigan is a fucking fantastic performance. It's amazing. And that Ratigan is, in fact, a mouse. That's, like, a big secret, is that Ratigan isn't a rat, he's a mouse.
Oh.
He's just a very, very large mouse.
Yeah, so it fucked him up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he has, like, all the, like, the you know, the line of, like, how to, here's what rats look like, and here's what mice look like, and it's always, rats are a little problematic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into it.
Rats got a fucking schnoz. Rats are big. Rats are mean. But no, he's just a fucked up mouse. This movie is good, and I think that you all should watch it at some point.
Alright. I'll put it on my list.
It's
Where are we at on evenness? Have I forced you to consume more things than you've forced me, or do we need to trade again?
I think me asking you to watch The Great Mouse Detective is probably negligible in the amount of, like, shows.
No, wait,
and also...
not that. I made you watch 18 If episodes. I have to watch this.
Okay, that's fair. And then the last thing that I have that I've personally... That's not true. I have one more thing that I've personally consumed that I want to talk about. But this was the Mr. Holmes movie with Ian McKellen as Sherlock Holmes.
What is this fucking poster?
And...
Just an old dude in a suit with a cane with his hand on his hip. Mr. Holmes. The man behind the myth.
Yeah.
This is like a documentary poster.
It's very documentary. Yeah, so in 1947, Sherlock Holmes, long retired, lives in a sleepy Sussex village with his housekeeper, Mrs. Monroe, and her amateur sleuthing son, Roger. He, like, goes to Tokyo or something. What? It's good. I don't remember it super well. But it's very interesting, first of all, to see, like, an older Holmes, because
yeah,
if I remember, all canon gives us is, like, he goes and retires, I think, to Sussex, and beekeeps.
Oh, bees.
And that's
bees.
what he does. Yeah, so if you ever see bees pop up in a Sherlock adaptation, that's why, is because he is basically when Conan Doyle was like, I'm fucking done. He fucks off and he goes and does bees.
I love that you get to like have that as be like a trait of Sherlock. Even if he was like, I'm fucking done with this, you could just be like, Sherlock has an interest in. It's like Jotaro becoming a marine biologist.
It's Sorry. I was reading the plot because actually it does. He notices that some of his bees have died in his absence, so he does keep bees in this. But I am reading the second page of this first paragraph, or the second sentence, excuse me, of this first paragraph of the plot. Arriving at his home near Cuckmere Haven in Sussex. And because I'm 12, you can't say that some place is called Cuckmere Haven.
In Sussex, which has sex in it.
Oh god, yeah.
Why are British names like this?
I hate the British.
This sounds like a shitpost.
It's so fucking stupid.
If you live in Cuckmere Haven, I'm not sorry. That's hilarious.
If you live in Cuckmere Haven, DM us.
Yeah, literally, if you live in Cuckmere Haven and you listen to this podcast, I want to hear from you.
I want to be your friend.
I think also, like, the thing that I like about this movie is, like, he's kind of, like, losing his, brain a little bit. He's losing his edge.
Yeah,
He's
I just
old,
read
so
that the doctor gives him a diary to keep track of his senile lapses.
Yeah, and so it's very melancholy in a way that I think they pull off really well. And I mean, of course, Ian McKellen is a fucking delight. I mean, that I love.
Oh,
it's just,
my god. Sorry, I'm just reading the plot section. It's like 2 lines are like he's in Sussex, and then suddenly in the third part we're in Japan now.
He's in Japan. Holmes is greedy at Tokyo. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's I don't know. I think it's to go get some prickly ash for his bees, but there's.
I think it's literally because about his bees. Third paragraph. In Japan, Holmes is greeted in Tokyo Station by Miki Umezaki,
well, yeah, but there was
an admirer to whom
there was no mention of him
bees.
like going to Japan or talking to this person in the first 2 paragraphs. That's why I
it's not like
it out.
He goes to Japan. It's just like he's there.
Yeah, there was no mention that he was going to Japan.
These are what wikis are.
Yeah, this is a wiki. This movie I would like. It's like many things. Like I would genuinely recommend The Great Mouse Detective to anybody because it's like a 90-minute kids film. It's fun. It's cute. It has some fun performances. If you like Sherlock Holmes, I do genuinely recommend Mr. Holmes. I think it's very good. Like if you're not like into Sherlock Holmes, I don't know what you'll get out of it. But like if you're like me and you have, any kind of attachment to the character of Sherlock Holmes, I think it'll hit real good. And the last thing I wanted to talk about that I have personally seen was something that I watched 2 episodes of last night, which is the anime Moriarty the Patriot.
God, the fucking poster for it.
Yeah. Okay. So
just a blonde, red-haired boy with a gun to his head.
Yeah, he's a blonde boy with red eyes, and.
Now this is Tumblr Sexy Man Sherlock.
Yes, literally. Like I was watching.
Is this the boy you have problems about?
Well, that was like I was watching this anime and I tweeted like I love just like an anime that has a boy to have problems about. Because okay, first 2 episodes. So the first episode is just like sort of a throwaway, like we see him solve a crime, or whatever. And so it's a little bit nothing, but you get to see him like do his little smart boy thing. Second episode, we get Moriarty backstory, right? So we learn that he is an orphan, but he's a really smart orphan, and he also has a sickly brother.
Okay.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Who I believe is now currently like a butler for the family or something. Some kind of like, I'm not sure what he does exactly. I think he's like a butler, but he seems to also sort of be Moriarty's like confidant and like somebody who he'll like bounce ideas off of. So it's not just like the sickly brother is the manual laborer. It's just like he just serves his brother tea while his brother's like crime. And like so then he was adopted by this noble family. So he has an older brother who doesn't look anything like either of them because they're adopted.
Natural.
And like the Lord Moriarty, like all of their dad is at some party, and this lady is like, oh, I just love to adopt poor children and be charitable. Don't you all love to be charitable? Won't you all adopt a poor little boy? And the dad is like, oh yeah, I sure will do that. And then he sends the eldest son to just like
go find a boy.
Yeah, go because he's like, oh, you go to that. Oh, there was like a weird. It was like a. I wish I could remember the word they used. It was something bizarre in the subs, like rubbish school or something. And so the dad's just like, go find us a boy. Just like make sure he's not too much trouble. And I guess he'd gone before and he'd seen the soon-to-be Moriarty, and like he's smart and whatever, and he's like reading books to all the kids, blah blah blah, taking care of his ill brother, right? So he goes back to the orphanage, and he goes and like James Moriarty is having like he's giving like basically like a fucking lecture to the other kids. And
also, Ezra, I do need to pause. Is the boy in the cover Moriarty or is it Sherlock?
No, this boy in the cover is Moriarty.
Okay.
Sherlock is here. I haven't seen him yet. Oh boy, never mind. I just saw a fucking picture of him. Hold on. This is a Sherlock Holmes to have problems about.
Jesus fucking Christ! Why is he
hot?
He's super hot.
Oh my god.
Like really hot.
This sucks.
He fucking sucks. Yeah, no, like literally every single character in this is to like somebody to have problems about. Because it's just a bunch of pretty anime boys.
Yeah.
And okay, so I'm going back. He's giving this like lecture, and one of the first things you hear is like one of the like girls are like, "Oh, aren't the nobles nice people?" And little Moriarty is like, yes, sometimes they're very nice people, but sometimes they're very bad. And what do we do? And the kids all start like chanting like, kill the bad nobles, kill the bad nobles. Like he just incites class consciousness in a group of fucking 6-year-olds. And I'm not confirmed because it's the second episode is part 1 of 2, but he has like a shitty biological Moriarty who I don't remember what his fucking name is. Albert James.
William James Moriarty.
No, so William James is blonde motherfucker. Albert is like a brown-haired, green-eyed. That's like the biological Moriarty son. I think he has another brother who's a little turd, and I'm not 100% sure about it. I think it's possible that Problems Boy kills him. I don't have any like confirmation because I haven't seen the second episode, like the third episode, the second half of that, but I'm just so convinced it's what happens because like
I need you to you need to watch the rest of this and check in with us. I need you to live blog this.
No, I'm going to watch this now. You've convinced me. I'm going to watch it. I've got another couple of hours of my weekend.
I
won't live blog it.
I don't know if I I'm sure I could get used to it, but I don't know if I physically can because just staring at this Moriarty is really giving me Blonde Sebastian Black Butler, and I don't think I can handle that.
No,
there's a live action adaptation. There's a musical.
There's literally like this. The second episode opens and everybody's calling little what's his fuck like young master, so I think you will have problems if you have problems from Black Butler.
I don't remember it well enough, but it's just traumatized me.
I think it's
also,
just if you hear
hey, live action sexy man Sherlock is
quite attractive.
I'm feeling a little bit of a way about it.
I have no taste.
Me neither. Also, I think it is admittedly worth looking up the opening and ending, even if you don't watch the anime. Particularly the opening is like insane. It's just like, it's so intense. It's like what you think of as like an insane, intense like shonen anime, but it's like about Moriarty. So it's wild. Like, Moriarty still does crimes, but he also solves them.
Okay.
It's a bonkers dynamic, and I fucking love it.
God, it feels like he's gonna call me a slur. Sorry, I'm just looking at pictures of him on Google.
Oh, no. He absolutely says slurs. Like, that's not, I don't know if that's canon, but I just, like, I feel it in my chest, is that
Just looking at him.
he would say slurs. Like, I think he...
Gay homophobe.
Yeah, it's very gay. It's giving me very much gay homophobic, because, like, he hates the rich, but also... I think he's maybe just a little bit of a slur sayer. And I just feel that in my bones. He's so Tumblr sexy, man. I unabashedly, I want people on this hooch.
It looks like the anime started in 2020.
Yeah.
October 11th, 2020. So your split core anime with the second half set to premiere April 2021. Oh, fuck. Right now.
I think it started back up again.
It did start back up again because I saw notifications for Funimation.
Alright. You should put this in front of Nick.
I think I will dangle this in front of Nick. It's just really... Hey, hold on. Sorry, I'm looking at more pictures of the stage play, and it looks like Sherlock Holmes might have a ponytail.
There's some photos of him with a ponytail. Screen caps of him with a ponytail. So yes.
I'm gonna fucking develop boy problems.
In the anime, it looks like he gets a ponytail.
Boy problems.
I have fucking boy problems. They have this like
got him.
They have this like whole like theme of like dramatically pointing guns at each other, and it's so fucking sexy.
Oh my god, okay.
It's so good. But yeah, I was literally like, damn, I wish I had more time before recording to watch Moriarty the Patriot. And I think Rook was like, just watch like 2 episodes. I was like, you're a fucking genius, Rook. So I have 3 more things that I have not consumed that I just want to briefly touch on because I want you to know that they exist. One of them I couldn't resist bringing up last night, and it's this Japanese adaptation called Miss Sherlock.
Yes, I want to find and watch this.
Where they're both women, and it's super fucking poggers.
Did you end up finding it and watching it, or just off of this wiki page?
I want to watch it extremely bad. I will try and find it to see if I can find where the fuck it is.
It's got 8 episodes.
Well, so it says it's a production between HBO Asia and Hulu Japan. Don't ask me how that works.
Yes, it is on Amazon Prime with an HBO subscription, but I was thinking of just,
finding it.
Yeah.
Finding it.
Finding it, using means to find it. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just really good. Also, I appreciate it's the first major series to cast both leads as female. It has received praise for this choice. Like, I love that. It's fucking girl boss. Yukiyoshi Ozawa, who plays Sherlock's older brother, said, "I'm not trying to offend any guys, but some types of guys think very square. Women are more sensitive and know how to touch people's hearts, so they know how to win the game. I think they make better private detectives."
So yeah.
Which strikes me immediately as a little patronizing, but also I love that. Like, I think it's...
Yeah.
I think this feels perhaps like a sort of weird translation, and I think what that sounds like to me is it wants to get at, like, Sherlock Holmes has a heart.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like, I think that that's a very valid interpretation, and I think it's also cool because, like, I think it's still going to be that she's probably a little bit of a turd, because, like, that's sort of integral to...
Mean women.
I think she might be a little bit of a mean woman, so,
Even just rude women.
Oh, Right, and she's definitely gonna be like a weird woman because Sherlock Holmes is a fucking weird.
There's synopses of all the episodes on the wiki.
Oh. Yeah, but I have to see if I can find this because it looks really fucking good. I will see if I can find this and I will watch it and I will report back because it looks
Yeah, if you find it, also let me know.
poggers. Also, one of the things I like is that Watson has recently returned from volunteering medical aid in Syria.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate that she's not like a war doctor, but she's specifically like a volunteer medic in Syria. I think that's really poggers.
Yeah. Also, I really love on the cover art of these two women, like, Sherlock is holding a rose, but is in the shape of a pipe, and Watson is holding a rose like it's a pen, and it's really good.
It's really good. I love the visual of it. It's just, oh, it's so good. But that's kind of all I have to say about that because I don't know anything about it and I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about another thing. I did not know that this Netflix original series was about Sherlock Holmes. It's called The Irregulars.
What in the goddamn?
What in the god? What?
So I was looking through the adaptations and I saw The Irregulars and I was like, what the fuck is that? The Irregulars is a British supernatural crime drama television series. It focuses on the Baker Street Irregulars, a gang of street children who, in canon, helped Sherlock Holmes gather evidence for cases. However, it turns their traditional relationship upside down, portraying the Irregulars as a gang of troubled delinquent teens who are manipulated into solving crimes for the sinister Dr. Watson and his mysterious business partner. The series also features supernatural elements as the Irregulars realize they are up against a dark force that threatens not only London, but, quote, potentially the entire world. And when I saw that, I went, what in the hell and fuck? What in the fucking hell? Like, what
is up? What is up with Sherlock adaptations and just randomly throwing in like supernatural elements?
Free zone, baby.
Well, also, so I think if I remember correctly, Arthur Conan Doyle himself was like a spiritualist and like regularly went to seances. I could be wrong. I will have to double check that. Hold on.
Do it right now.
I'm looking it up right now, and if it's wrong, I'm cutting it out. Oh, okay, yes. At the time of his death, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle had long been established as the world's best known and most outspoken proponent of spiritualism, the belief that the dead are able to communicate with the living through an earthly conduit or medium. Yes, okay, so I was correct. That motherfucker went to, like, seances all the time, and so I think that's what gives people free rein to be like, what if there were ghosts in Sherlock? And it's just bonkers.
I have added The Irregulars to my Netflix watch list.
I may also have to do this. Also, just looking at this Dr. Watson, he's extremely handsome. I mean, listen, I have boy problems about any man in a waistcoat, but like...
Oh, no. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at him.
But he's extremely...
Oh, fancy waistcoat. Oh, it's a fancy waistcoat.
But also...
Who plays this man?
This is Royce Pearson, who... was also in The Witcher.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, as a sorcerer.
I didn't watch enough of The Witcher.
That's fine. It's like this.
It's like this.
But also, I definitely want to show you guys Sherlock Holmes because the contrast between them is insane. Sherlock Holmes looks like a dirty, stinky gutter man, and like this picture is my personal favorite because what in the fuck? This is a man who rolled out of a gutter.
Oh, yeah, that's a gutter man.
They fished him out of an alleyway.
Yeah. So that's just...
I don't mean this in a way meant to offend. He looks like what costume designers make homeless people look like.
Yes. Yeah, that was the exact vibe I was getting, is like, he hold on. Last picture that's here on his page.
God, and his, like, stained trench coat.
Right. He, like, every piece of his clothing is, like, ripped and stained, and he just seems perpetually dirty. Despite the fact
Does he
that
have a single earring?
The single earring.
Left side. Okay.
Furiously Googling which ear is the gay ear.
Yup. I'm doing it right now. I think it's the right.
Right ear, yeah.
It's whatever ear you want it
Yes,
to be.
the right ear.
Oh, that's the straight ear. Cowardly.
Damn.
I still see a single earring and I'm like, that's gay.
Yeah. But there's just... Rick, if you watch this, you need to tell me what's up with it, because...
I mean, I can put it out on the TV.
Oh, that's true. You know, I could also do this, but I have a lot of things that I'm watching.
No, wait, I can't because someone else's Netflix is logged into the TV and I don't want to log it out to use yours.
No. Sad cat. Yeah, but
I
if
can
you,
just put it on my laptop.
if you watch this, please tell me all about it.
Yeah.
Because it seems insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey, I want more supernatural bullshit.
I think this will...
I'm tired of normal media.
The last thing that I have to talk about is actually a video game.
What the fuck is this?
So, this is...
Yes.
From the Frogwares, long-running game franchise based off of Sherlock Holmes. If I remember correctly, one of these had... I want to say it's the Testament of Sherlock Holmes. There was like a glitch in development where... Alex, I think you know what I'm talking about based off that laugh.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Where Watson, like, wouldn't follow you. He would just, like, he would literally just teleport behind you.
Right. Like, okay, so the glitch itself is that he was not allowed to be moving while you were observing him.
Yeah,
And
that
what
was
would
it.
happen is that you would turn around, go do something real quick, and turn back around, and he has teleported directly behind you, like 3 inches from the back of your face, and it turns the game into a horror game.
Oh my god.
It is so funny to watch those early development videos of it.
The thing is it straight up turns him into a weeping angel. Like, that was the joke. He can only move when he's not being observed.
God.
So, there's lots of games in this series. I've heard that they're very good. I haven't played any of them. There's also a Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. What I specifically put in the Sherlock Holmes versus Arsène Lupin was I think that they should kiss. For no good reason. It's just that I think that they should kiss.
Master.
And that's my really strong feeling.
Oh, he's a daring French thief. Yes.
Yeah. Alex, no, this isn't Lupin the Third.
Ew!
This is the original Lupin.
He looks like shit.
I'm gonna fucking beat your ass.
But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because mostly I was like, I think that they should kiss. Because I think it would be funny and insane.
Another thing to add into your weird college Sherlock AU.
A thief to kiss?
Yes.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Fucking threesome between. I said
Sorry.
I meant love triangle.
Or a threesome, who knows? Also, I did just learn at this exact moment that Frogwares is coming out with a new one. Described as a, quote, origin story, the game follows a young Holmes as he investigates a mystery in his family home on a Mediterranean island after his mother's death. It's like Unreal Engine 5, so it's like every single fucking pore
Who's
of
this
Sherlock
bitch in the chair? There's this hot boy in the chair.
Yeah. So he's like a little sexy
Who
boy,
is this?
and he is, young and wearing all black. And
Wait, is this Watson?
I don't fucking know who this is. This game isn't, like, out yet.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Holmes will also reacquaint himself with his own friend, the enigmatic Jonathan, called John, who is described as, quote, definitely not Watson.
Okay.
So I think the devs were just like, no, it's not Watson. Oh, hold
But
on.
his name is John.
His name is John, but it's Jon. Just one more thing. I just want to point out that he is wearing a waistcoat, so I am developing boy problems. If you put a man in a nice waistcoat, I go
It's a
insane.
good fucking look.
It's a good look. It's a good look.
Waistcoats and vests are great looks.
All right.
But yeah,
I'm looking at the clock and we have literally 2 minutes left. So I'm giving you your last thoughts.
Oh, well, I was gonna ping it over to you briefly to talk about that Gakutan Saibon, but if you
I can talk
don't
about
want to
DGS
talk,
for about 2 minutes.
yeah,
So-
I think it's
Tell us all about Sherlock being stupid.
Okay, so the only
Top
thing
10.
you need to know about Ace Attorney for this brief bit of discussion is that DGS is a origin story. Origin story is like great-great-grandfather of Phoenix Wright of Ace Attorney fame. So
Yes.
it takes place during Meiji era Reconstruction. So the protagonist goes from Japan to London, where he meets up with Sherlock Holmes. The main part of him, for gameplay reasons, is you will go and investigate a case, and you will sit in the room and look at everything, and Sherlock will come up with the dumbest shit you've ever heard in your entire life. And your job
God,
as
where's
the
the
player
snake
is to correct
screenshot?
him. It's so
So
good. It's so good.
his-
And
his whole function is to show up and be stupid and sexy.
his whole point is to show up and be stupid and sexy, and he is a
Yes, the
horrible,
snake
dumb,
screenshot.
blonde man.
I don't know if this is real. I'm sure you can tell me if this is real. The
It's-
snake screenshot.
It's almost... Yes.
No arms, legs, or ears. Just how simple of a creature are you, snake? With his, like, hands gripped, and he's, like, staring at them in woe.
Right. Yeah, so he's...
It's
And so there is...
He is also sexy.
rumblings on the internet that the reason this game has not been released in the United States and North American regions is because Holmes is too much of a dumbass, and that the Doyle estate will come after him, and they will get mad at Capcom for this idiot of a man.
Rick has also just posted a picture of him where he says, "Of course, despite my appearance, I can read."
And I followed it up with, that logic was so hot, you'd hardly believe this detective is single and lonely.
All of these are real lines, at least in the fan translation.
He's
Oh
just
God,
so,
he's so dumb. Initially, I worked under the assumption that the culprit's name was Wardrobe.
he's so fucking stupid and he's so hot.
I love this picture
The thing is
He's-
of him with, like, his hands out, like, leaning into the
Yes!
camera. It's like, yes, I was just in the middle of considering whether I should die or not. I'm gonna save that to my reaction.
he's literally just kind of a blonde bimbo.
I like him.
He's a blonde bimbo with a very pink daughter. I like him a lot.
And may I stress, he is wearing a fancy waistcoat.
He looks very cool and good. I don't know how to describe what he has going on. I would recommend, like, looking him up. If you care about DGS spoilers, be careful. But just to, like, see him. Because he has, like, a lot of, like, layers to his clothes, and I don't know how to... He has a lot of buttons.
He has a lot of layers, he has a lot of buttons, and at one point he wears a, like, nearly completely open-chested yukata. It's good to look
That's
at.
right. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, it seems like he has a lot of different looks. He has the sort of like deer stalker and cape thing going on, but also with insane
Yeah.
steampunk glasses, but then
The Sherlock wear.
yeah, the Sherlock wear. Seems to be that he does permanently have fingerless gloves on,
Yes.
which is good. But yeah, I think that covers at least Holmes's involvement in DGS. I love apparently that his function is to show up, be stupid as fuck, and just do nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
his job is to show up and let Ryanosuke, like, be smart.
What a
My
king.
main goal is to be dumb and then act like I don't know nobody.
He has other like plot relevant things, but gameplay wise,
Spoilers.
spoilers.
Yeah, oh, spoilers, they made Sherlock Holmes important. But yeah, I think that sort of wraps us up.
Yeah, unless there's like any fucking quick facts about Sherlock that you have in your brain.
Not really. The thing about him is that there are a lot of interpretations, and frankly, I think you'll always find one that strikes your fancy. There's so many ways you can, interpret him.
Yeah, we've barely scratched the surface of Sherlock media. I highly recommend just going on that wiki and being like, all right, let's see what's here.
There are a lot of fucking, books that got written. Some as early as, there are some early ones. A bunch of them pop up in 1998, which I have to assume is roughly around when copyright started to get a little... When the copyright started to be less intense. But yeah, there's a fucking 1,000 books. It's bonkers.
It's bonkers.
Well, that was the end of our Super Herlock series.
Yeah. Let's talk about all the 3 ones.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. You can find us on Twitter at Wikiboys Pod. You can find me on Twitter at Twigwing.
You can find me on Twitter at AlexMostlyOK.
And you can find me on Twitter at Nerd of Goodness.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
The music used in this episode is Quirky Dog by Kevin MacLeod, found at Incomptech.com and used under the Creative Commons license.